Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Monday to everyone. Time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So as you can see, if you're a regular around these parts, kind of move some things around today here. Trying to get the shop a little bit more, I shouldn't even say organized. Just move things around in a way that makes a little bit more sense and create a little bit more space here so that we can squeeze another project in. So pretty much so what we did was we took the Sea Blue 64 Beetle, which I put back on its feet, otherwise known as wheels, last week. Pretty much this car is waiting for its motor now, and it can easily be rolled around. So it didn't really need to be in that spot anymore. So this is kind of a prime spot for a car that's being built that doesn't really necessarily need to move for a while, because that spot, it's not really in the way of anything. So great spot for a car that's in the middle of a build. Likewise, this spot here, this car's, been sitting here on jack stands for a while, not bothering anything, just being assembled. So likewise, this one is at the stage now where it's gonna sit here for a while. So we'll go ahead and get these dollies off of it pretty soon and get it up on jack stands. And then we've got the transmission for this thing already. We've already painted, powder coated, etc. the front suspension and the steering box and stuff. So the front and rear suspension, transmission stuff can go on this one here pretty much anytime. But anyway, needless to say, it is going to be sitting more or less stationary for a while. So this is the spot for that. Likewise, this one is also mobile, and got it back on the ground last week. Fired up its motor, which we had done a cosmetic restoration on. We were gonna put the windows in this car today, the two quarters and the back one, and thought we could probably reuse the seals that the car came in with, but they're just a bit too stiff. And so, two things. One is they probably would have been pretty hard to get in. And then second of all, as stiff as the rubber was, they just might not have really sealed that well against the body, which means that, potentially could have let water in, if he washed the car or got caught in rain or whatever. So anyway, we decided to go ahead and put new seals in the quarters and the back one. And then of course, new trim too. So yeah, anyway, this one's sitting here. We can easily move it. The mouse gray bus, we're hoping to get the engine back and rebuilt and ready to plug in here, maybe even this week. So this one, hopefully be getting its motor soon, and then pretty much be wrapping it up and sending it to its home in Seattle. So, and then I've got a cool project coming in to take this one's place. I'm not going to spill the beans now, but think you guys will like it. Anyway, so that's what's going on with kind of moving things around the shop here. So let's see what else is going on around here today. So as you guys know, if you follow the channel, I did the cam break-in on this motor, which is of course the 1500cc 36 horse motor for that barn door bus. I did that on Saturday. Cam break-in went great. Everything was very smooth. However, had a couple leaks on this side of the motor that I just wasn't really happy with. So decided to fix it up right. And basically a couple of these case studs were leaking, and there's not really any way to address those right without pretty much getting the cylinders out of the way. I mean, I guess you could, I don't know, you could probably try and, do some hokey, funny business and seal those up, but that's not really how we like to do things. So pretty much the engine came down to, essentially a long block, and then pulled off this head and these pistons and cylinders, and then removed each and every one of these, even though only a couple of them were leaking. Went ahead and put new paper gaskets on all of them and resealed them. And I think they're going to be okay now. So that's that. And tomorrow, this motor will go back completely together. And then I will go ahead and run it on the stand, the test stand, make sure that there shouldn't be any leaks now after doing this. And then at that point, if everything looks good, then I will start trying to coordinate with Brian Roth over at Roth Vintage, who of course has a dyno, and see about strapping this puppy on the dyno and see what this little 1500cc 36 horse beast is going to make. So that should be pretty interesting. Again, didn't really build this motor to have like a really high horsepower number. Built it more to be torquey because, again, it is going in a bus, which is, of course, a heavy vehicle. So for heavy vehicles like buses, you want to err more on the side of a motor whose curve is biased toward generating a lot of torque and down low versus something that you have to be constantly revving the piss out of to get anything out of it. So not expecting a huge horsepower number, but hoping to have some pretty good torque numbers. So we'll see, guys. But anyway, yeah, so this will go back together the rest of the way tomorrow. When you see this motor again, it should be looking like it was before with its very cool side draft carburetors on it from Monaro Motors and all the other goodness that we had on this thing. It's a new old stock Fram oiler and custom exhaust, all that stuff. There's his pistons and stuff. These are all ready to go back on. Put them back in their cylinders, ready to go. Heads, I cleaned off the old sealant off the studs that need sealant on them. Cleaned off where the pushrod tubes go in. I'm going to go ahead and put in new pushrod tubes. You can reuse pushrod tubes if you kind of re-stretch the sort of ends on them. But you know what? These things are relatively cheap, and reusing them, I don't feel like you're quite as guaranteed that they're going to be leak proof if you reuse them as if you just go ahead and put in a new pair. So going through all this trouble of pulling, the top end of half of this motor apart, not really worth skimping out on, a few bucks worth of pushrod tubes in that case. So anyhow, guys, this thing is going to go back together probably first thing in the morning. And that is that. So let's talk about this guy. This is this new velvet green SO42 that just came in. So it's the project is growing, but in a good way. So originally, pretty much he wanted us to do all new window seals all the way around the bus, and then install a pair of aftermarket Safari windows, which the windows are out there. So install the Safari windows, new seals all the way around, new door to body seals all the way around, hatch, etc. So that was kind of the original main scope, I would say, when it came in. But I sort of proposed to the owner, what if, while we have it, we go ahead and do a headliner? And he was all for it. So new headliner is going to go in. Santiago actually went today already and purchased the material and started cleaning out. It had some pieces of foam rubber. In fact, you can still see some back here. Had some kind of foam glued to the ceiling, which probably helped a lot as far as the noise and maybe to some extent insulation, but not to the extent, and of course didn't look as good as a legitimate headliner. So yeah, it's going to get a nice perforated headliner. And then while we're at it, I also sort of said, what if we reupholstered your front seats? So the front seats in here just had some kind of generic black vinyl on them. This bus should have salt and pepper upholstery on the front seats here. And he said, you know what, let's do it. So yeah, we are now also doing the front seats. So front seats and headliner, and then all the window seals that I mentioned. And then we're going to take care of a couple other little things here and there around the bus. But yeah, those are kind of the main things. So project has grown a bit, and it's involving another member or two of the shop. So far, Rafa is kind of heading this one up as far as like the windows, and he did a lot of fitting today on the Safari windows. And then Rene, our painter, is going to paint all the frames. So it had pop-out windows in it already. However, the frames of the pop-outs were black. I might have mentioned that yesterday. And then, so he's got to paint those. And then for some reason, they sent him like polished aluminum Safari windows frames with his kit. And so we will prepare those and also paint them. He did supply some paint, which we're hoping is a good match here to the car. And so, yeah, so pretty much Rene doing the painting on the window frames and stuff, Santiago doing the upholstery, and then Rafa kind of heading up the assembly and fitting the new Safaris. In fact, he made a lot of progress on this today. I want to show you guys. So today he actually, get my light going here, actually fitted and welded in the various brackets for the Safaris. So a lot of progress there. And then we'll go ahead, of course, and have Rene touch up the paint on these. And let's see what else. I think he drilled the holes already, at least some of the holes. Can't really see them, but already drilled a couple holes on each one for the Safari hinges. And yeah, so we got a bunch of parts on order here for this. And again, he did supply the Safari window kits. A couple things missing, but mostly complete. So yeah. And I'm not going to show it to you now, but the orange Gia that I showed you on Saturday, which had fresh coats of base coat on it, the orange, it got one more coat. So it got lightly sanded, and then I got one more coat of the orange this morning, and then it got several coats of clear. So it looks amazing, guys. And then wait till we have our other guy come out and do the, well, Rene will do color sanding, and then we've got another guy who will do buffing. So we'll give that car a few days to dry, and then, yeah, next stage is color sanding, and that'll get it looking more like this as far as the shine. This one is dirty, but you can still tell that the shine of this thing and the depth is pretty awesome. So orange one's going to be just like that soon. That having been said, the paint job really looks very good already on the orange one without even doing any color sanding or anything. So yeah, it's going to be spectacular, guys. I believe that is it for today, everyone. So thank you all for watching, and thank you guys, by the way, a lot of the regulars that comment and stuff, for all your well wishes and stuff on this cold that I've been fighting off. I think I'm pretty much officially over it. It kind of sucked. It seems like it's going around, but I'm over it now and finally like sleeping better at night and stuff like that. So anyway, thanks to everyone for your well wishes, and hope none of you get it. I know some of you already have, so avoid getting it if you can, if you haven't got it already, because it's not fun. Anyway, guys, that is it, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.